Now on CoastTV News.
Plunging into the new year, how people celebrated 2026.
I think it's wonderful that they're supporting it and implementing it.
Paid leave in Delaware. Who is eligible in the state's new program? Car into the Bay. What led up to this topsy-turvy call?
This is CoastTV News at 6.
Help for Delaware parents effective today. Good evening. I'm Madeline Overturf. We begin tonight with new paid leave in the first state. This applies to employers of a certain size, requiring them to provide up to 12 weeks of leave for a new child or 6 weeks every 2 years to care for a sick family member, take medical leave, or handle a deployment. Employees get 80% of their weekly wages, capping at $900 per week. Workers can file claims starting today and must apply at least 30 days before taking leave unless it's an emergency. The Delaware Department of Labor says the program will provide paid leave off for those who need it most. CoastTV News reporter Nicole Richter spoke with workers about what this means for them.
People working. And Mary Beth, who works at a local shop in Rehoboth Beach, says the Delaware's Family and Medical Leave program is a positive step, one she could see herself using in the future.
I think it's wonderful that they're supporting it and implementing it.
She supports the program, but Mary Beth says it's important that it's used responsibly.
I don't think it's something that should be taken advantage. I think it should be on an individual basis. You know, if you physically can't work, paid leave is great. You know, or a crisis at home or something where you need it.
The new program allows eligible workers to take paid time off to care for a new child, support a sick family member, or address their own health needs. Many say the program marks a major step forward in worker protections across the first state, now that benefits are available. For Morgan Spano, it's about preparing for the unexpected.
You never really know what could happen in life, and I just think that it's great to have more days for just in case anything does happen.
The initiative is years in the making, and supporters say it finally provides the flexibility and financial security many families need during life's most stressful moments. This is no longer just a policy. It's a lifeline many families may soon rely on. In Rehoboth Beach, I'm Nicole Richter, Coast TV News.
The Department of Labor says this program applies to about 70% of Delawareans. Again, this is if you're Delaware-based, even if your employer is based in Maryland, for example. Employers with 10 to 25 employees must offer the 12-week parental leave. Employers with 25 or more employees must offer all of the paid leave options. If you have 9 or fewer employees, you're exempt, as are seasonal operations that close for at least a month and don't make any money during the closure. We have full details on the paid leave program right now on CoastTV.com. And this brings us to our Coast TV poll. We want to know, what kind of leave do you think you would use the most? Let's take a look at the results. 65% say they won't use it. 23% say caregiver leave, 6% say medical leave, and 6% say parental leave. If you haven't voted yet, you can still do that at coasttvnews.com or our mobile app. Maryland has a similar paid leave program with payroll deductions starting in 2027, and benefits would roll out in 2028. Now, follow me on this one. Originally, the program was supposed to be full force July 2026. But the state delayed the rollout in February, citing workforce cuts and funding freezes. Once launched, Maryland's program will offer up to $1,000 per week for up to 12 weeks. And with the new year comes a number of new laws and new rates and rules on the peninsula. In Worcester County, hotel taxes are up by 1%, and Fenwick Island changed its tax rate, so hotels and short-term rentals pay the same. Minimum wage in Virginia rose by 36 cents. And Maryland barbers and cosmetologists will be required to take domestic violence training to recognize signs of domestic violence in clients. In Delaware, medical aid in dying, also called assisted suicide, is now allowed for terminally ill adults. Starting the new year with a splash, the 32 annual Penguin Swim at Ocean City sent hundreds into the ocean to kick off 2026. You could just hear the excitement there. Event organizers say 700 people signed up to take part in the tradition. Participants braved the freezing water. Others watched, all while raising money to support Atlantic General Hospital.
We have someone that has come from Great Britain to swim. We have families that have done this every single year since it started, and they bring on the new kids that are born, and they get dressed up. It's kind of become a family tradition as a way to kick off the new year.
And in Bethany Beach, the Atlantic Ocean turned into the ultimate wake-up call. From first-timers to seasoned plungers, people ran straight for the water to start 2026 with a shock of cold.
It's just something out of the box to do, something crazy to do on New Year's Day, something just to kick off the new year.
But the plunge is doing more than waking people up. It's actually raising thousands of dollars for local charities to start 2026 strong. And let's take a live look outside into Ocean City. No plungers right now as we turn it over to our First Alert Chief Meteorologist, Paul Williams. Paul, what's the weather like right now?
Well, I would say it's unfriendly, to be quite honest, because the wind chill factor that we're going to be dealing with for the next few mornings in a row is going to be very uninviting to go outside, to say the least. We're at 27 degrees right now in Dover. We took a look at Ocean City and Ocean Pines area. Now we're looking in Dover at 27 degrees. We're going to drop to 23 by 10 o'clock. Now, although the winds are backing off, which we need that for our comfort level, the temperature's not helping. The temperatures are not being cooperative here. You know what I'm saying? I mean, yeah, it's true. We're seeing the wind, small craft advisories starting to expire around the peninsula. You still have an active one from Ocean City down to Chincoteague, at least until 7 o'clock for this evening. But the temperatures are tanking on us, and that's not helping our plight to feel any more comfortable. Even as you take a look at tomorrow, tomorrow's going to be a good day, probably the warmest day when you factor in the wind chill. We'll dip down to 21 by 9 o'clock tomorrow. And that's the warmest day, so guess how bad it's going to be. Stick around, and I'll tell you, Maddie.
While many vacationers choose hotels in Ocean City, others are opting for short-term rental homes instead. That shift has sparked an ongoing debate over whether the rentals should be allowed in certain neighborhoods. Coast TV News reporter Kevin Zapay, live in Ocean City. Kevin, 3 options on the table when it comes to short-term rental rules.
Maddie, on Monday, the Ocean City Council will discuss what options they have for regulating the short-term rentals in residential areas and mobile homes. Now, some options that they're considering is phasing out, freezing, or capping the amount of business licenses. Phasing out would eventually eliminate short-term rentals in these areas by ending licenses when properties are sold or not renewed. A freeze would lock the current number of licenses with no new ones issued, and a cap would allow a limited number of additional licenses, something one homeowner believes is a fair compromise.
Short-term renters do cause problems at times, right? But I think capping it is a happy medium, and I think that would appease both sides and both parties.
With multiple options still on the table, the final decision lies with the Ocean City Council. I'm Kevin Zapay, live in Ocean City, Coast TV News.
Kevin, thank you. Let's show you Cedar Beach Road between South Rehoboth Boulevard in Milford and Dockside Drive in Slaughter Beach, where a shared use path connecting the towns of Slaughter and Milford, well, that has been talked about for years. Coast TV News reporter Emma Aiken is in our newsroom, but Emma, now that project is on hold.
Maddie, Slaughter Beach Mayor Harry Ward said the original intent of this project was to create a 5-foot shoulder for cyclists to make the road safer, but Ward says the project expanded into something much larger, and what it became was no longer feasible for the area. The project following a study, and Ward said the consultant made the project into something bigger than expected, which was going to take much more of people's property. Now the project will be paused, though it could be revisited in a couple of years. Ward hopes in a way that brings the path back to its original goal, a safer road for cyclists.
I think what we've done is kind of soured we've kind of soured the milk, in that now to go back and say, hey, it's something smaller, it's something more practical, I think it's going to take a number of years before people get that bad taste out of their mouth. And then they can come back and say, what we really wanted was a 5-foot shoulder.
Ward says that picking the project back up in the future would require the town to apply for some grant money and partner with DelDOT. Maddie.
Emma, thank you. Well, check this out. A car overturned in the Indian River Bay on New Year's Eve. Can you believe this? Firefighters say the car drove past other cars and straight into the bay. You can see the tide was way out, so really the car just hit muck and pilings. The Indian River Volunteer Fire Company says the driver was taken to the hospital. New tonight, Delaware State Police revising the timeline for the celebration of life for fallen trooper Matthew Ty Snook. His funeral is at UD's Bob Carpenter Center Monday. State Police say a public visitation runs 9 until 12. According to State Police, the pass and review will begin around 12:45, followed by a memorial service at 1. His burial will be private. And we are just getting started this evening, ringing in the new year. How Lewis celebrated 2026 with a benefit.
And we are expecting unfriendly wind chills for the next couple of days in a row. I'm going to just show you how low we'll end up going.
But first, Thor the mascot, a new program at Cape Henlopen High School, spreading school spirit in secret. That story is up next when we're back in just 60 seconds.
This is Coast TV News at 6.
When you think of high school, what do you think of? Is it, the football games, maybe the school play? Maybe it's the mascot. This week, reporter Emma Aiken shows us how at one high school, secrets do make friends.
First, the pants, then the shoes, next, the top, gloves, and finally, the mask. For the first time in school history, someone, or multiple people, at Cape Henlopen High School are taking on a new face and a new name. The Anonymous Mascot Program allows students to be in the limelight without people knowing who they are.
It makes it very exciting, and I'm happy that I'm a part of it, especially the first group doing it and being able to do so many wonderful events, especially with all the other people that are helping me.
You heard it from Thor the Viking themselves. This is a team effort to keep the mascot's identity hidden throughout the school year.
It's just many secrets you have to make on the spot to make it actually work, and no one finds out.
On this day, Thor spent time at the Special Olympics Delaware bocce tournament, getting the energy up. Waving to fans, high fives all around.
How you doing?
Giving hugs, taking pictures.
Yeah, Mikey, let's go, Mikey.
Dancing, even stopping by some classes.
My main goal is get the energy up, interact, maybe with little kids, make sure they're happy, take photos with them, and then once I see people my age, I kind of do the trendy things that kind of keep them excited and engaged with the mascot.
Who the mascot is remains a mystery, but the Viking spirit, that's known throughout the whole building.
I'm excited to see people's reaction at the end of the year when they find out who they are.
For Coastal Connections, I'm Emma Aiken.
Okay, so the good news is that the winds are finally starting to die down a bit, but the not so great news is the temperatures are also taking a nosedive at the same time. So we're still going to feel crazy cold with the wind chill factor. I'll show you just how low we'll go in a moment. So we're at 27 degrees in Lewis at this present time. Dew point temperature at 6, so we're relatively dry air, and then we'll drop down to 24 as early as 10 o'clock with increasing cloud cover as we go past the 9 o'clock hour and then continuing from there. But take a look at where we stand compared to just yesterday. We're 3, 4 to 7 degrees cooler than we were just yesterday at this exact same time. So we're trending, definitely the wrong way as far as comfort level is concerned. Now, most of the small craft advisories have expired. We still have one remaining from Ocean City down towards Chincoteague, but on the other areas, we're backing off of the actual official advisory, so to speak. But it's still staying breezy throughout the Northeast anyway, because of triple troughs to our north and then to our west and southwest. That's still going to keep it, at least the air mass is mixing up a bit. We may get a little touch of a snow flake or two right here in Easton, right around 1 o'clock in the morning. Pushing through. Most of this is just cloud cover you see here. And then the darker shades of gray you see, that's where we could see a snow flurry or two. We could see a snow flurry from Chrisville towards Chincoteague right around 2 o'clock in the morning. But then by the time everybody wakes up, all the activity is going to be gone. So you got to be up to watch it. You better catch it quick. It's not going to stick around for a long period of time. But with the winds out of the northwest going into Saturday and Sunday, we're still going to have that pouring in of cold, drier air. So But the winds are backing off like at about 8 miles per hour. So it's not 30 miles per hour, so that's helpful. But temperatures still hovering right around the 40-degree mark. A little below, a little above, 39, for example, in Rehoboth, 41 in Dewey Beach. But the wind chill is still the big deal. I mean, we're going to dip down to 21 by 9 o'clock for Friday. But then after that, that's about as good as it gets. After that, it gets a little bit worse. 41 for the highs. I'll show you that in a moment. Give me a second. 41 for us in Cambridge and Vienna for the high. Winds out of the west at 5 to 15 in Ocean City as well as Berlin. And so Friday's a bit on the cloudy side. We get that brief little snow flurry that'll push through quickly, but it'll get out of the way. Here's the big story right here. 15 for Saturday morning. Yeah, 16 for Sunday morning, 15 and 16 and 17 for Monday morning. See, we're not going to break this pattern until we get into next week. And then we could see a small touch of snow for Sunday at 3 o'clock in the morning. This is the more solid model that I'm following. I'm feeling pretty confident about that, but even that snow clicks out of the way before the sun comes up. See, so it's brief. So even as you go up the beach for the next 3 days or so, we're looking for temperatures below the norm for this time of the year with increasing sunshine by Sunday. But we'll have to wait until Sunday when we see that sunshine. And even then, still look for a high of only about 39 degrees. Here's a look at your 7-day forecast. Yeah, we're staying with that cold to underlying motif for Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
Paul, thank you. To kick off the new year, Cape Henlopen State Park stepped into 2026 with a breath of fresh air. Many laced up their shoes for the park's first day walk along the beach, where participants learned about the area's rich history and what once stood along the shoreline. We are in the final hours of our holiday house. Here's from Tim Riley in Millsboro, who says, "Christmas has always been my favorite holiday. Thank you for your consideration and using these Christmas pictures. Happy New Year." Happy New Year, Tim. I love that garland. Absolutely beautiful display there. And thank you for sending us your picture. Thank you everyone who sent us your photos this season. We'll be right back.
Give us a nice 3 in a row.
That's pretty darn cool. Today, the Lewis Junction Railroad and Bridge celebrated the new year with the bell belonging to the 1913 railroad engine at Lewis Junction. Adults paid $5 to ring that bell, which went towards funds to restore the steam engine, but children could ring the bell for free.
Oh, it's great. It's great. This is exactly what I wanted. This is exactly what we should be doing. Inside the caboose, it's heated. You can go in there. There are cookies for children. There are also, I believe, some hot chocolate and some coffee. So people can get a tour of the caboose. They can come out here, ring the bell, enjoy this, and learn a little bit more about the railroad history of Lewis and Sussex County.
Now, the locomotive is set to arrive in the springtime, and that's when the bell will then be installed. Paul?
Yeah, I like that. I walk by that every time I'm on that trail. All right. Yeah, really. So 30 degrees actually, Ocean City. And we're going to drop down to 23 by 10 o'clock with increasing cloud cover. Our umbrella winner is Diane Tucker of Greenwood. Congratulations, courtesy of Paul Davis Restoration and Home Remodeling. Keep up with your forecast by calling our weather line. The forecast is just a call away. Sponsored by the offices of Brockstead, Mandalis, and Federico. The number to call is 443-880-9100. And finally, here's a look at your exclusive 10-day forecast. Oh yeah, we're staying cold for Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, but next week we start getting warmer as early as Tuesday.
All right, Paul, I look forward to that. Thank you for joining us here for Coast TV News at 6, the first in 2026. For more news and local weather, download our Coast TV News app. The NBC Nightly News is up next, and we will see you later for Coast TV News at 11. Have a great night.